hot diggity dog. This place is magnificent.
Hi there everyone, hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about the Warhammer 40k crossover, which is coming on August 12th. I do believe it's called the Castellan's Creed Legendary Warbond. The crossover does focus primarily on the Astromir Talon, the Kasrkin, the Cadian elite forces, rather than Space Marines, the more like elite Imperial Guards with their equipment as well. We're going to get into that. So let's just jump straight into this. First of all, as a little bit of crossover, why the Imperial Guard? The Imperial Guard, just because all the Astromir Talon or the Guardsmen, which are just ordinary human soldiers of the Imperial front in the absolute thousands, 10,000 to even millions, just thrown endlessly towards the enemies. Because unlike Space Marines, they're just like they're just foibles. The Space Marines are a very rare sight, at least they're supposed to be. And obviously this makes a good match for Helldivers, especially with the Siege Troopers as well. And of course you need to just look at the galactic map and look at any planet to see the absolute extraordinary number of soldiers that are killed each and every time, especially in places like was it Popeye 6 or something? Which was the last big battle that I remember that was so fucking cool. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, we are focusing on the Kasrkins, which are the elite soldiers of Cadia or Cadian shock troops. They're like very highly trained than the normal guardsmen. I'll try and put some in the background to show you what they're like. And obviously, Helldivers 2 is very inspired from games like Halo and especially Warhammer 40k. You just need to look at things like the Pelican from Halo and Helldivers 2, and then of course even the bloody automatons, which are like the neck ones, of course with like the various factions like Imperial Man of Warhammer. But what about the armour? You're getting straight into it. The TG8 Sharpshooter armour, which is I do believe it's going to be medium armour because the other one's going to be heavy. It's based on the Kasrkins, as you can see by the iconic sight of the Guardsman outfit and stuff. Designed around the more marksman wall, as you can see the little goggles on top of the head. And has the True Grit passive, which has... It grants 20 plus weapon handling and 30% reload speed for support weapons. Yeah, that's what it does. So, which is all very nice and good. I kind of see it pointless against a big Collins rifle because you have that little ammo glitch thing that you can deal with it. But still very nice though to have. And then moving on, we have the TG-122 demo trooper armor. Yeah, that one. Yeah, the big heavy one where you look like Robocop, but in the Murphy version, where he's human from the 80s. I don't know why. I just find it similar to that. But it's very. That one's going to be the heavy armor, also based off the Kasrkin as well. I do believe. I'm unfamiliar with that from Warhammer. That is apparently from the Codex 3, the 3rd edition, I think, from 2001 by Nicholas. I'm not even going to pronounce that name. But yeah, you can, anyway, it's there. I'll try and put some up on screen as well. Moving on very quickly to weapons, we've got, starting off with the R40k Hotshot Marksman Rifle. This is going to be a primary weapon, it's going to be a marksman rifle, so another addition there. It's going to be energy based though, this one, or laser based. Unfortunately it doesn't have the head lasers, it has the, of course, our iconic yellow lasers. Oh, I really want to see red lasers though. I don't know why. I know we get it from the automatons, but I don't know why. There's something about red. Obviously designed for precision and armor penetration, so it's going to be medium, is that one. And you can also see it go for multiple targets as well for the Vortless. So very nice is that. I imagine it's going to have slow, oh, here we go again. Slow sway or ergonomics. No, okay. Let's see if I can say that, but yeah, that. And it does seem to have decent fire rate to it as well. And I imagine it have low recoil because it's energy based. So to be honest with you, it's gonna be. I imagine it's gonna be quite nice as a marksman. But within the world of Warhammer, hotshot weapons are more powerful versions, far more of anyway of the standard las guns. They're more associated to like elite troops and stuff, and even to the we go again. The Pentis Scions even use them as well. But yeah, you know, very nice, very juicy. Now onto the more iconic weapons, or in this case, the bolt pistol, often a bolt rifle. So the most iconic stuff from Warhammer, along with the chainsword, but that being one of the most ones. And my voice just broke as well. That is going to be a secondary weapon. It's going to fire like bolt ammunition, which is the ammunition. It like hits the target and it explodes. It's very heavy and armor penetrating. And it is confirmed that this weapon is heavy pen as well. and it's designed behind, you know, the whole stopping power of it. So it's going to be another Venenator, the other handgun that's heavy armor penetrating in our secondary slot. I do imagine that this is going to have some high damage to it, something that even rivals or even goes higher than the handgun. I've already forgotten the name of it, I do apologise. And I imagine its sway is going to be quite a bit slow as well. And the ergonomics, whatever, you get what I'm going with it. But nonetheless, maybe small magazine size as well, or medium size of that esque. But in any case, it's going to be really nice, especially if you're using like a shield or something. It's going to be, yeah, juicy to use. This is a weapon that you do see Astartes use, but there is like human-sized stuff of these type of weapons. The bolt rifles tend to be used with as a crew. Can you like think like a machine gun placement, like MG42 or something like that, but just more heavier version. And then onto the melter gun, which is honestly a bit that I'm quite excited for because it does look quite nice. It does seem to do. There's a scene within the trailer where you can see it blow up a tank in its weak area. But if you ever use I think it's a Scorcher pistol, the secondary weapon that is the flame pistol. I mean that weapon's still OP for taking out tanks and the automaton side. So whether it's going to rival that remains to be seen. I mean from the trailer we can clearly see it blow up a tank. But I don't know, I always tend to take things with game trailers like that with a bit of pinch of salt, because obviously they want to show the best that the weapons can do. So maybe it's already weakened enemies. I don't know, that's just me though, is that. But yeah, the melter gun is, you know, obviously anti-tank, anti-armor stuff, so that's going to be heavy armor penetrating. It's going to be a stratagem support weapon, is that one. It's going to be particularly effective against close range. I might do a bit of medium range as well, but close range. And obviously within the 40k lore, melter guns are just used to extreme heat to destroy armor and stuff. Salamanders use them. One of my favourite chapters from the Astartes. Obviously it's a flame weapon, but the idea is that it's not burning something, it's more like melting through the armor and stuff. I think there are some scenes where in some of the cinematics we can see it actually burn like the armor off. I don't know if I'm getting that confused with something else though. And last but least, but the melter mine, which again another weapon, and this is my personal favourite one that I'm looking forward to. I love mines. I've loved mines since Fallout 3 in New Vegas. The idea of like leading out a little trip mine line of mines and then getting the death close to follow me, especially out the Quarry Junction. I don't know why that was so satisfying to me, but it was. Plus it was nice clipping their legs as well. It left them exposed and I didn't, you know, die in one swoop. Well, that wasn't too, they had backup, but never mind. But yes, I do imagine, I can't remember seeing it through the trailer, but it is obviously anti-tank. It's going to be heavy armor penetrating, is that one. Same as the anti-tank mines as we have in the stratagem list. But when you deploy them, we as infantry shouldn't set them off. Whether that will come with a bug or not on the launch will wait to be seen. Probably not though. But yeah, that's as much as I know about it. From the 40k lore, I might be able to find on a quick Google search, and I do mean a quick one because I'm trying to get this video pumped out, that Catechans use this as specialised anti-armour, and that's basically it. It's just melter mine. There's not really much to say about it really. And of course we get our cosmetics as well. We get the paint jobs, which is like a green, red and yellow. Green as the main, and then red and yellow as like the secondary bit to it. I'm not really bothered about that. I don't imagine most people are, especially if you have the Halo Warbond and that World War II inspired one I forgot the name of as well. But I'll be honest with you, I won't probably be using it. I'll probably use those other two that I just mentioned compared to that one, just because the World War I/II has a little bit of scrape and yeah, it just looks really cool on the mechs. But yeah, anyway. And of course we get the still standing like the logo. What the fuck is it called? The logo, which is obviously based off of Cadia in Warhammer, and that's the most famous saying from Cadians. Especially if you fuck me, Malice. Especially if you played Space Marine 2, you can hear Cadians say Cadia still stands, and it's in all this cinematic stuff that you can see for the trailers and all that crap from different Cadians saying Cadia still stands. And obviously we can talk about what's missing from this. And this is personal opinions and stuff on my end, so obviously take it with a grain of salt and stuff. It's just a personal opinion from a fan. And obviously one of the things that I'm more gutted about is the bolter stuff. From the bolter guns to heavy bolters to chainsaws to, I mean, plasma pistols I suppose as well, to even other armor sets and stuff. but obviously we couldn't get everything in this Warbond. I'm imagining Games Workshop said no to a lot of things. Maybe it was just trying to work it out and everything. Cadians are more iconic as well as the Death Corps as well, to be fair as well. But yeah, I mean, everything's built around that point. We're not Space Marines, obviously. I have seen some fans say why we're not having any static stuff. That's because of that. They're still Staties are just steroid-inducing junk boys, and we are not that. They're equivalent to Spartans from Halo. We are definitely not anything like that. We are more accustomed to Cassicans, or the Tempest. Oh fuck me, we'll go again. The Scions or the Lucifer Blacks. Those two groups I was hoping more for. There is the Armageddon Steel Legion and the Legion Shock Troops or Deploy Drop Troops. They have like backpacks on them and jetpacks even. And then Armageddon Steel Legion is just another cool one. They kind of look like the Death Corps of Craig, but a bit different in that aspect. As a fan, I was hoping to see them more like unutilized elements of Warhammer. As someone who is a fan again, I'm sick and tired of seeing Cadians and Death Corps. I'm sorry, that might be blasphemous, but they're fucking everywhere. They're like the Ultramillions, the Bluebelly Boys, they're fucking everywhere. It's just for the universe that is so expands, I'm sick and tired of seeing them as the face point for everything. Just see someone else. But anyway, sorry, that's just me going off on one. But yeah, no heavy bolts or anything. I was hoping for heavy bolter stratagem, like backpack weapon, so it's heavy penetrating, slow to move, like the chain gun, minigun. I was really hoping for that because that would be so juicy to use. The sound of it in Space Marine 2 is just so juicy and nice to hear. And I imagine in Helldivers 2 with their sound design team and stuff, and their animation team, I thought it was going to be, you know, crisp. Absolute perfection, but we're not getting that, unfortunately, which I'm not going to lie, I'm absolutely gutted about. I was really hoping for that to come. But yeah, anyway, we'll move on from that one. Now, one of the questions here is, could this crossover go even bigger? Maybe we get some new enemies. We have that little spoiler, not spoiler, but the little announcement of the essentially the Illuminate Warp opening up or something, or something. And, you know, we had the teddy bear go through it, and then that I forgot the unit's called, but it has been leaked for a while now, so they're clearly coming to the game now. And I did speculate that maybe like Tyranids will come through or some orcs like that as like a limited time event, but obviously I don't think that's gonna be happening. Imagine Gates Workshop won't be like, yeah, don't do that. So yeah, I'd imagine that's not gonna be happening, which is such unfortunate, but still though, we're getting a Warbond out of this. Now, I'm just going to quickly make a little personal segment, and I've already said something, but I'm just going to get this off my chest. Getting straight into it, and I'm going to probably piss some people off, and I do apologise. Again, it's just personal opinions. But again, straight into it. The Legendary Warbonds, they're cool and all, obviously crossing over some of our favourite franchises growing up. Again, you know, me growing up with Killzone and Halo, absolute chef's kiss, seeing the Stall Rifle again come to it. I mean, Killzone Warbond I bought immediately, just to support Killzone as well, because I know Guerrilla Games will get a bit of portion of that. And hopefully that'll send a fucking message to them to make another Killzone. Please stop the Horizon stuff. Horizon's decent, but get back to Killzone, please. Then because Halo as well. But the main beef I have with Legendary Warbonds is mainly due to the fact that I don't really see the point in them after like a day or a week after release. And that's mainly because why would I choose a weapon like the assault rifle from Halo or Killzone? Why would I choose something like that when I can use the Coyote that not only has good benefits to it as well, you know, Infernal Rounds or whatever they're called, Centenary Rounds, but because I can customize them, I can edit them, I can level them up, give them the satisfaction of leveling up, having that little star next to them, having the different paint jobs that fits in the aesthetics of my Helldiver and the various Helldivers I like to make throughout the outfits and stuff. And, you know, have the muzzle attachments that control the recoil, the scopes and all that shit. I don't understand why we spend an extra penny not to customize them. I can't imagine the various agreements with these companies, like, yeah, but you can't add attachments to them. To me, it don't make any sense. I can't imagine Free Industries, Hell Studios do that. I can't imagine Guerrilla Games do that. And I can't imagine Games Workshop also say that. It doesn't make any sense. It gives the weapons less utilization, I suppose, or functionality even, should I say, in comparison to everything else that we use in our day-to-day lives in Helldivers 2. just doesn't make any sense to me. I very rarely see people wear the like actual full body armor and the weapons. I see it occasionally, but not too often. Same helmets all the time because they have very little difference really. But yeah, all in all, that's just my concern with it. Is this stuff going to be useful? And they're actually going to bring in the fact that we can edit stuff. But mind you, I think out of all the legendary Warbonds, this is probably going to be one with the biggest like checklist to it ever. With the biggest thumbs up, should I say even. That's maybe just due to the fact that we're getting an energy based weapon, low recoil. I mean, it's a shame it's a marksman. I was kind of hoping for the las gun. But regardless, we're getting the melter gun and melter mines and that shit. And obviously, I don't see any problems with that stuff. At least the top of my head, at least anyway. Unless they do make it that we infantry walk over them, or siege troopers do, and they explode for some reason. I imagine they've learned the lesson after the anti-tank mine thing, but still, it's just something to keep in mind. But going back to that las gun thing very quickly, I did mention in my previous video talking about the crossover that I really wanted a las gun from it, not because it's an iconic piece of equipment from Warhammer 40k, but because of the unique things that you can do with these items. Again, going back to the Killzone rifle, the Star rifle, in the game, and an SMG as well, in Killzone, I think it Killzone 2, Killzone 1 to 3 I do believe it had grenade launcher attachment to it, which gave it a unique thing. And when this Warbond released, there was no grenade launcher attachment to any weapon at that point. There is now, there's only one weapon with it, but still, there is now, but there wasn't then. It would have given it a unique like leap in the functionality in comparison. If we call them muzzle attachments, as sucky as that is, it would have given it some it would have given it some more uniqueness on the field in comparison to it is now. And moving to the las gun, what I suggested in the last video is if they do bring in the las gun, is that they can make it like have 3 different modes, just same in Warhammer. In Warhammer you can have different modes of it, different fire rates, and you can overcharge it, and it makes it a fucking grenade. What I suggested was have these different fire modes, but maybe if you charge it up to near the top, it starts going medium. But when you charge it up to that max RPM, where it's really slow fire rate but it deals a lot more damage, it starts to heat up a bit more, and you can see the gun fuse into the orange amber, showing that, you know, it's about to fucking go off. And then the 4th mode to that gun is overcharging it, but while you're overcharging the weapon, it's, you know, making all these noises, it's clearly going to explode, and before you get the extra button to say for it as a grenade, you can shoot it as a heavy armor penetrating weapon. Maybe you can fire up to 6 shots or something like that. And then you can follow it into like a bug's nest, into a bug breach, into a automaton field, or whatever. And then, you know, it fucking explodes and kills a bunch of people. I thought that'd been really satisfying to use, and just a unique thing from the Warbond perspective. And I just thought it'd be cool as fuck, to be honest. But obviously, we're not getting that, we're getting the marksman, and I'm just a little bit disappointed in that fact. But again, that is just from, you know, me as a fan going, oh, that'd be cool if we do this, cool if we do that. Obviously, I'm still looking forward to the Warbond to a certain degree, at least anyway. It really does depend how it's going to last after a week or so after it comes out. Is this going to be like dump, like, you know, like a come and dump thing? Or is it going to actually stay for a while? I don't know. It remains to be seen, and I'm going to hold my judgment until, you know, it's actually released. So anyway, thank you to everyone who's watching. I do apologise, this video was quite fast paced. That's because I've been recording this video like 8 times now. And if you ever watch my previous videos, you know how I struggle to speak. So that is one of my points. That's why I'm kind of just like speaking like I've got to stick up my fucking ass. Because I'm trying to get past like my lisp and stuff. I'm trying to narrow down my videos because it always takes fucking forever to make these types of videos. Because I'm always going, you know, making fucking and, you know, being a spaz, really. But anyway, I'm quite happy with this so far. I'm going to make this my final bit, because I'm sick and tired of making these videos over again. This is really like my 8th version of doing this video. That's why it's taking so long for this video to actually come out. Anyway, I know I probably missed some bits, and I'm going to probably get yelled at, but that's it. Done and dusted with this one. Anything I missed, I'll put in the comment section. And yeah, anyway, hope you guys look forward to the Warbond, see what you guys think of it, and take care.